UiPath stock price underwent volatile trading over the last 24 hours. The company reported better than expected results for its recently completed quarter after the markets closed yesterday, September 5th. The immediate reaction following the update was an increase of 8%. However, as markets opened this morning and investors saw the jobs report, the market fell, along with UiPath stock, which is down 6% as of this recording. Zooming out a little bit, UiPath stock has struggled this year as an abrupt CEO change spooked investors. Thankfully, UiPath eased some concerns by raising the profit outlook for the rest of this year. It installed a share buyback program and boosted cash flow from operations. So let's look at the details of the company's recently completed quarter. And as a bonus, I'll update my buy recommendation of UiPath stock and let you know if I still think it's a buy after these latest financial results.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.
All right, so following the quarter, the company announced and the CEO said that their conversations with customers and partners deepen their conviction there's an increasing need for AI and automation. And our unwavering commitment to innovation continues to position us as the automation platform of choice for capturing the opportunities that AI brings to an enterprise. And the company is at the crossroads of two powerful tailwinds of automation and artificial intelligence. And given the rising costs of labor and given the difficulties in finding talent, the company is positioning itself in an excellent area to help businesses improve operations. Second quarter revenue increased by 10% to $316 million. The dollar-based net retention came in at 115%. Remember, any number above 100% means that existing businesses spent more with you in the second year than they did in the first year. In this case, with UiPath, businesses spent 15% more in their second year versus their first year. And I see that as a positive sign. I see that as an excellent customer value proposition, because if customers weren't happy with the service and the value they were getting, they wouldn't be increasing their spending with UiPath. This number would be below 100% as businesses sought to decrease their spending, maybe cancel their service altogether. But when you see the positive number, it's good evidence that the company does offer an excellent customer value proposition. Non-GAAP operating income of $6 million was better than the company forecasted, was better than I was expecting. The company said non-GAAP operating income would be zero, flat for the quarter. Cash flow from operations of $46 million, another solid quarter of cash flow from operations. I'll talk a little bit more about that perhaps towards the end of the video. But if not, so far in the first 2 quarters of the year, UiPath's cash flow from operations is increasing nicely from the same time the prior year. The company's balance sheet is absolutely pristine with $1.7 billion in cash and no long-term debt. The CFO chimes in to say that they delivered durable growth at scale while delivering disciplined decision-making, enabling us to raise our profitability guidance for the full year. And I will definitely talk more about the increase in guidance the management gave this quarter. So given that the company has an excellent balance sheet, $1.7 billion in cash, and they're generating over $100 million in cash flow from operations annually, it's got an abundance of cash, and it's a good time to start returning some of that cash to shareholders. And they are pleased to announce that the board authorized a $500 million expansion of their share buyback program. And I think this is reassuring to investors. For one, as I talked about in the beginning of the video, UiPath stock price is down significantly for the year. It's now down close to 40% year to date in 2024. And the valuation is relatively cheap. So this is a good time for the company to start a buyback program, or expand the buyback program, I should say. The balance sheet is in excellent condition. Cash flow from operations is increasing. The stock price is falling. Perfect timing to increase your buyback program. Right, so I mentioned I would talk about the increase in guidance, and the more important increase was in the non-GAAP operating income, which the company now projects to come in at 170 million for its fiscal year 2025, which is its current fiscal year. I know you're going to say that, wait a minute, we're in 2024. How is UiPath saying that it's 2025? And it's because companies are allowed to have a fiscal year that's different than the calendar year, and UiPath is utilizing that permission to have a fiscal year that is different than calendar year. So right now, UiPath is already entering its third quarter of fiscal year 2025, even though we're still in 2024. Now, getting back to the guidance, you'll notice here in the first quarter, the company gave their guidance operating income would be 145 million, and they now upgraded that to 170 million. So you see that increase, $25 million increase in profit expectations for UiPath. And I'm surprised that this increase in guidance, perhaps that's what caused the initial jump in UiPath stock price here, as I noted at the beginning of the video, and then a big drawdown down to being down 6% as of this recording. So the initial reaction was positive, undoubtedly because of the increase in non-GAAP operating income expectations, but then perhaps the jobs report and the diminished expectations macroeconomically caused investors to think twice about bidding up UiPath stock price. So the company is innovating here. They continue to innovate in AI and automation, and they announced several new features in its platform which use generative AI into UiPath business automation platform to help businesses achieve greater outcomes. And they announced several tools here: autopilot for developers, autopilot for testers, plugins and integration with Copilot and Microsoft 365, AI enhancements for IDP, and availability for UiPath Automation Cloud in the UK. And innovation in these categories is crucial for continued success. I highlighted the company's increasing its cash flow from operations. Well, in the 6 months that ended July 31st, 2024, the company generated 146.4 million in cash flow from operations. That was up from 111.6 million in the same time in 2023. So a $35 million increase in cash flow from operations. So the performance of the company remains solid. The growth is slowing down, decelerating on the top line, and the leadership change was concerning, but it looks like they're getting back their footing here. Now, I recently upgraded UiPath to a top 25 stock a couple of months ago, and I reiterated that recommendation, and I last updated that on July 9th. Following these results, where do I think UiPath stock falls? Well, the company is still trading at a relatively cheap valuation, a forward PE of 27.94. Its cash flow is increasing, its profit is increasing. The management change seems to be going better than expected given the operating profit upgrade. So I like what I'm seeing here from UiPath stock. I will reiterate that I think it's one of the top stocks to buy right now in 2024. Did you know that over 90% of the people that watch my channel are not subscribed? It'll really help support my channel if you hit that subscribe button. And oh, by the way, one of the benefits of being subscribed is that I take requests from subscribers more often than I do from non-subscribers. So if you prefer that benefit, please subscribe to the channel.